What is up, Dogmatica Nation? Duelists? YouTube? What do you guys even want me to call you? Anyways, welcome back to The Lab, the series where I test off-meta strategies in some of your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh formats. Today, and in our format, we're playing S-Force.
Stop! You violated the law!
Here's the list, and I gotta say, Skybro really cooked with this one. S-Force is a control archetype all about columns. If an S-Force card goes face-to-face with another one of your opponent's monsters in the same column, they get punished in a number of different ways. With their recursion and ability to spam out copies of themselves on the field, your goal is to put as many different S-Force monsters onto the field as possible to keep your opponent locked down with all the effects compounding on each other. We'll start with the S-Force monsters. 3 copies of Edgeraiser. He prevents monsters in the same column as your S-Force monsters from making Link 3 or higher monsters, and when summoned, lets you special summon an S-Force monster from your hand in attack position. Your best summon off that monster is Gravitino. He makes every single one of your S-Force columns a macrocosmos, and even stronger than that actually, since it makes any form of removal a banish, including bounces. Also, when he's summoned, you can add any S-Force card to your hand. His only downside is that he's basically an extender, as he's level 5, so you can't normal summon him turn 1. 3 copies of Aurafist. Yes, I know that's what his name sounds like. Don't question me. He prevents your opponent from targeting their own cards in the same column as an S-Force card. When you read this card at first, you almost think he gives targeting protection from monster effects in the same column, but he doesn't. It's weird. His main effect lets him banish an S-Force card from your hand to destroy any monster that activates effect. This pairs nicely with a card like Platina. 2 copies of her. She reduces monsters your opponent controls in the same column as other S-Force monsters by 600 attack, and, when summoned, lets you special summon any banished S-Force monster except copies of herself. To complement that effect, we're playing a couple of cards that banish our own S-Force monsters from the deck. 3 copies of Serene Psychic Witch. When she's destroyed and sent to the graveyard from the field, you could banish 1 Psychic monster with 2,000 or less attack, and during her next standby phase, you can special summon the monster banished by her effect. Her only target other than herself is Gravitino, which gives you the ability to start your plays. Also, we're playing 3 copies of Votus. This card lets you excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, banish one of the monsters, and add 1 monster with its same name from your deck to your hand. Also, during the end phase, if it's sent to the grave after being normal summoned or set, you can place the top 3 cards of your deck in any order you'd like. However, the cards that really make this archetype kick are its spell traps. 3 copies of Bridgehead, the field spell. When activated, you can add an S-Force monster from your deck to your hand. Also, when your opponent attacks a monster in the same column as your S-Force monster, your S-Force can't be destroyed by battle once that turn. So essentially, if one of your S-Force monsters battles the same one in the exact same column, that monster cannot be destroyed once during that turn. That effect only applies once per turn, so if you have another one, you can hit another one. It's weird. You're not really using that effect mostly, you're just using this as a free search off of a field spell activation. 3 copies of Showdown. It's a quick play, and you can either special summon 1 S-Force from your hand in defense, or add an S-Force monster from your grave to your hand. Hard once per turn activating this card, so you have to choose carefully. And for the S-Force trap, we're running 3 copies of S-Force Specimen. If your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon an S-Force that's either banished or in the grave. And if it's in the grave, you can banish Specimen to move an S-Force from one column to another, but you can only use one of these effects once per turn. And for the generic cards, we're playing 2 MST, 3 Torrential, 3 Compulsory, 3 Wall of Disruption, and 3 Lost Wind. Compulse is really funny with Gravitino, because instead of returning it to the hand, it just banishes it for free, which is sick. For the extra, we're running a whole bunch of rank 4s, 1 rank 3 in case of double Psychic Witch, a rank 5 for Tuni Platina and Gravitino, and some links. 1 Gram Pulse, 1 Paplio Operative, 1 Black Ship of Corn, 1 Heartland Draco, 1 Malevolent Sin, 1 Ikura, 2 Asophil, 1 Volk, 1 Codebreaker, 2 Transverser, 1 Triple Burst Dragon, 1 Power Code Talker, and 1 Berserker of the Tenyi. With all that being said, let's get into the duels and force them to surrender. But first, if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more NR format content. Are there any other NR format decks I should try? Let me know in the comments below. Our first match is up against Earth Machine, and we've opened up pretty good. Having a Bridgehead really allows us to get through most of our combo and getting most of our monsters out. They opened up pretty good as well. We're going second. Our opponent's going to activate Heavy Forward, adding to deck to hand a copy of Anchor Drill, going to set one, set another, and pass the turn. We draw for turn, and MST is pretty good. We're going to activate MST and targeting their MST, keeping our Bridgehead alive. We add from deck to hand a copy of S-Force Edge Razor. We're going to special summon out with its effect a copy of S-Force Gravitino. Platina is going to be added from that effect. We're going to go into the battle phase, Gravitino into the Gold Gadget. Gold Gadget is going to be able to special summon out Red Gadget effect, hit into the Yellow Gadget, and we're just going to hit in for fun. Set 1 and pass the turn. Our opponent's turn, they're going to draw for turn, and another Anchor Drill. Not the greatest. They're going to normal summon out Gold Gadget, activate the effect, bring out Infinitrack Anchor Drill, bring out Yellow Gadget, add Green Gadget, Anchor Drill effect, going to go and target the Yellow Gadget, and make a rank 8 in Draglubion. This is going to be a bit of an issue on this one. They're going to Xyz with 4 into Malevolent Sin. This is going to be rough. Unfortunately for them, they don't have any spell trap removal, so Wall of Disruption is going to clear here, being able to make the Draglubion low enough so they can't even beat it over it with the Edge Razor. They're going to Draglubion in the main phase 2, going to bring out Heart Earth, go to the end phase, and we're going to have, with the effect of the Malevolent Force, bring out the Gravitino into the same column as the Draglubion. We're going to get rid of our old copy of Bridgehead, add another copy of Bridgehead, adding another Edge Razor. Going to normal summon out Edge Razor, going to bring out Platina, making the monsters even lower. Going to bring out Acid Field with the 2 rank 4s of the Edge Razor, going to target the Heart Earth Dragon. Going to the battle phase here, we're going to hit over with Gravitino, going to banish the Draglubion, hit in with 22, hit in with 21, set 1, and pass the turn from here. It's going to be pretty good. There you have, another Green Gadget. Not the greatest. They're going to activate Boot Up Corporal Command Dynamo, targeting both their Gold and Red Gadget. Going to target both of them into the Gravitino column. Interesting. They're going to Green Gadget here, add the Red Gadget, and then they're going to link off into Codebreaker Virus Swordsman. Yeah, they really haven't read Platina's effect. Just fine. You know, it was already previously... where was it at? Previously, Draglubion was already lowered down to 1600, so another 600 you really didn't think of too much, but they're going to go ahead and have the Codebreaker Virus Swordsman go down to 1700. It's going to pass the turn. We're going to activate Azafeel and wrap things up from here. We're going to the battle phase and hit in with Platina for lethal. This replay shows the main advantage of the S-Forces in general. People don't read them. Our second match is up against Fluffle, and ooh, our opponent isn't got the greatest of hands. They might be able to find something off the top if they happen to get a toy vendor or a bear into play, but I think we might have a pretty decent shot at this one. If we draw for turn, we're going to activate the copy of S-Force Bridgehand, adding a copy of Edge Razor effect, bring out Gravitino effect, add the S-Force Specimen. Going to set 2 and pass the turn. Our opponent draws for turn, and Sky Striker maneuvers. Interesting. They're going to discard Lightning Vortex, pitching off the wings, set 1 and pass. In the end phase, we're going to activate S-Force Showdown, add another Gravitino, getting another Edge Razor. Hey, look where this is going. We draw for turn, and Platina's decent. We're going to go ahead and normal summon out Edge Razor, bring out Platina, go to the battle phase, hit for 15, 22, and 2k, and leaving our opponent on 2300. We're going to link these two off into Codebreaker Virus Swordsman thanks to the S-Force Specimen Trap, and we're going to pass from here. They draw for turn, and another Lightning Vortex into the Fluffle Wings. Going to set 1 and pass. Activate Codebreaker Virus Swordsman, and in the end phase, we're going to activate S-Force Specimen, targeting one of our S-Force monsters that is banished or in the graveyard, and bring it to the same column as that set monster. We are going to bring back, of course, Gravitino, Codebreaker Virus Swordsman, onto the field. Gravitino, we're going to add another copy of the S-Force. Oh my goodness, this deck's recursion can get absolutely ridiculous, especially if our opponent happens to, you know, have a little bit of some heartbreaks. Sorry, Naja. Our third match is up against Ballpark? Insect? Ray? Shithana? This is just Battle Phase Turbo. I'm not entirely certain what's going on. We're going first. We're going to activate a copy of Bridgehead, as always, getting out the Edge Razor. Have you seen this one before? Edge Razor, Gravitino, add Platina, set 2 pass. Okay, so previously in our last replay, we had the exact same game plan. I think almost the exact same hand as well, but this one's not going to go as well, I'd like to say. They're going to normal summon out a copy of Ray. They're going to link summon out a Sky Striker Ace Kaina, going to target our Gravitino. We're going to activate Showdown here to special summon out another one. They're going to Retaliating Sea in response. Ooh, this is a problem. Okay, well, that's fine. We're going to Platina, going to go into the Kaina. They're going to Retaliating Sea, go into the battle phase, hit on over. They're going to Cataclysmic Crusted Calcifida. Calcifida? Going into the same row. They're going to bring out the Goki Pole, toss that out with that. Going to add the Shiny Sea Squatter. Shiny Sea Squatter, going to hit the Platina. They're going to S4 Specimen here. Hit back with both of these, and Kaina is going to go to be destroyed. They're going to Ray here, and going into the Calcifa. Ooh, and then the squares, Shiny Sea is going to go from there. And they have Shithana in hand to make it even worse for us. Popping our entire field, hitting for 2k, hitting for 1500, going into another one, bringing out the Hayate, adding the effect, going into Rose. I don't know what we can do here. Draw for a turn, and that's fine. We're going to Aurifist and pass because I'm worried about the I'm worried about battling into the Hayate and getting the Ray effect again. They're gonna normal summon out Insect Knight, go into Asophiel. We're going to Specimen here, and here's the problem. I've never had to bring out Aurifist just yet. I did not read your opponent cannot target any of their monsters in the same column as one of your S-Force monsters with card effects. I thought you couldn't target S-Force monsters in the same column as as other monsters. So, okay. Sister Asophiel is going to target the Aurifist. We're going to Lost Wind it, I guess. That's the best we got. They're going to 1050, and then they're going to go to battle phase. They're going to Calcifa. They're going to Hayate, and 1050 in for game. I think this replay really shows that if the loop is at all interrupted, the cards just kind of start running out of gas. Our final replay is up against Tri-Brigade, and this hand is nuts! Fractal, Karas, Revolt, 2 Melfies. Our opponent's going first. They're going to activate the effect of Fractal, pitch itself, sending out the kit. Have you heard it before? Kit send Nerval. Nerval add Fractal? Uh-oh. They're going to normal summon out Fractal, bring out the effects, bring out the Haralvsgar for free, set the Revolt, and then double Melfi in the end phase. This is an FTK. We draw for a turn, and Edgerazor seems fine. We could go for the Votus here, but I really want to go ahead and try for the Edgerazor play, just because I feel like there'd be a little bit of a better play that we could do there. We're going to add Aurifist. They're going to normal summon out Edgerazor, going to activate Melfi Caddy, and bring out from to the hand a copy of Penny, of course. Edgerazor are going to bring out Aurifist. We're going to Xyz summon into Asophiel, trying to basically get out the Penny effect as best we can in order to lower the attack of the Haralvsgar with the double Xyz play. They're going to marry Melfi's puppy effect. They're going to add the puppy, bring out Pony, Melfi's effect, bring back the Asophiel, send the 2. Haralvsgar effect is going to bring back the Aurifist. Okay, well, they draw for turn, and they're going to activate Haralvsgar. We're going to Specimen here. We're going to try to do what we can. We're going to send out Edgerazor, and we're going to go ahead and put it in the same column as the Haralvsgar. They're going to Pony here, as well as Mary Melfi's, in order to bring itself on back. Ooh, this is not looking that great. Pony is going to add from graveyard to hand a copy of Penny. They're going to activate Fractal, send Nerval. Nerval, add Karos. Have you seen this one before? They're going to normal summon out Karos. Send 2, going to bring out Darumadal. Darumadal into the Edgerazor. Thankfully, because the Haralvsgar already used its effect and failed to find the Edgerazor, they can't do it just yet. They're going to Darumadal, activate the effect, bring back Kit! Ew, yuck. Okay, well, Haralvsgar into 24, Karas into 12. Set 1, going to destroy... Oh, I hate this play. They're going to Daruma, target the Revolt and the Bridgehead, and they're going to Revolt in the same chain to prevent it all from having any real effect. They're going to link these 3 off into a copy of Rugal, the Silver Sheller. Sending all that off. Going to activate Pony and Puppy and pass with Torrential. No big deal. Okay, Edgerazor's fine. We have a great starter with that along with Bridgehead, but this board is just unoutable in almost every single case. We're going to activate a copy of Bridgehead. We're going to add Gravitino. We're going to normal summon out Edgerazor. They're going to Pony here. That's fine. They're going to Puppy here as well, being able to return it to hand and special summon out a level 2 or lower beast monster. Pony effect, going to add back the Caddy. And we're going to Edgerazor, bring out Gravitino in these 2 columns. The reason why we're doing this currently is because of Gravitino's banish effect from when an S-Force monster in the same column as any monster leaves the field, meaning that when they activate Caddy, in order to do anything, their Caddy, instead of going back to the hand, gets banished instead. Gravitino is going to add a copy of S-Force Showdown. They're going to now Penny as we go into the battle phase with Caddy, go into the Merry Melfi's. Merry Melfi's effect is going to target Gravitino. We're going to activate S-Force Specimen, targeting the Edgerazor, putting it into the battle phase, going over here, bringing out the Gravitino again in order to hit into the Karas, and with the Gravitino's effect, now makes it so the Karas is banished instead of sent to the graveyard. We're going to the main phase too. They're going to activate a copy of Nerval. They're going to Ralvsgar, bring back that monster, and pass the turn. They're going to return the Nerval back to hand at the end phase. They're going to draw for turn. They're going to special summon out Red, normal summon out Kit, and just go to the battle phase, hitting over the Edgerazor, hitting over the Gravitino, Daruma Doll effect, add a Penny, and then they're going to hit us for game. So overall, I'd say that this deck is nowhere near the power level and recursion that Tri-Brigade has, but I don't think there's literally any deck that does, so we're back with the deck, and after these replays, I realize this deck really does the same thing over and over again. The pros of this deck: 1, this deck is actually pretty consistent. Rarely did I ever find myself breaking out a play that wouldn't get me into my main line. 2, its strongest Floodgate card in Gravitino, also being a searcher, is just an overload in power. And 3, no one knows what these cards do! So many times I've just done my main combo and my opponent has little to no idea on how to play around the columns, that they either banish themselves or lose of their own accord. And the cons: 1, its power level is low. If you can manage a 2300 monster in a column that is not in the same as another one of the S-Force cards, the deck is toast. 2, it's extremely telegraphed in one note. Edgerazor brings out Gravitino, the field spell adds whatever monster you don't have, you set what cards you do have, and you pass. Finally, 3, your recursion with this deck is good, but nowhere near the power level of anything meta. You're just kind of hoping that macro is good enough on only some of the cards in the field instead of, you know, the whole field. My final thoughts for this deck are as follows. When we say all cops, it includes the S-Force. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Related content. Also, thank you to MBT Yu-Gi-Oh! For the formula of this series. His 10-minute testing for the TCG is the kind of content that the Yu-Gi-Oh! Space needs more of, and I hope that my spin for alt formats does it justice. My name is Doc Conrad, Yugioh, and I hope to see you back in the lab.